episode number 227, NAR Settlement. Is your business ready? Before I get into that, though, I want to remind you of my professional purpose, and that is to help you, the broker advisor, optimize your productivity and help you become the best version of yourself. Why? Because happy brokers sell more real estate. And I do that by helping you handle challenges. We're going to talk about those today, right? Challenges and opportunities. Yes, there are opportunities that you face every single day. And if you can effectively manage certain situations that arise on a daily basis in your business, you will be more productive and you will live a life that is the best version of you. And as always, my ask is that you listen today as if we are on a one-on-one coaching call, either on the phone or, in my office. And for those of you that are driving to your next showing or walking your dog or just getting up and you're executing your morning ritual, welcome to today's call. Like I said, on this 227th episode of my Monday Morning Pep Talk, I will discuss the NAR settlement and discuss my thoughts on just how it will impact how we do business moving forward. I must say, none of us know exactly how this is all going to play out. So I come to you today, honestly, in an uncomfortable position. I don't normally like to discuss things that I have not fully stress tested. So much of what I'll talk about today is based on my experience on how to handle challenges and opportunities over those 25 years of being in real estate brokerage and how the industry has kind of reacted in the past, even though this settlement is uncharted territory. Okay. So, but obviously come July, we will be in uncharted territory, right? Like I just mentioned. And I'm coming to you today as JimMiller, just your coach, your mentor, your friend, simply hoping to give you my thoughts. The Saturday afternoon, a day after the NAR settlement was announced, in my office to write and record this episode, knowing that I am leaving on an early morning flight tomorrow for a week to do college visits with my daughter and wife. When this settlement was announced, I was preparing for my week away, responding to email and creating my list of to-dos before I left, right? So, well, that changed when Kevin Sears, the National Association of Realtors president, dropped his email at approximately 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, making the announcement. And in first reading it, I reacted like most of you probably reacted. I was feeling a mix of shock and fear. Perfect example of my brain doing its job, okay? I, like you, read and listened to a lot of the, press on it yesterday and began talking to my colleagues, not only in my local market, but nationally. I was a little out of sorts last night, didn't sleep great. Quite honest, however, I woke up rested because I slept 2 hours past my normal quote unquote wake up time. And I woke up feeling confident this morning, knowing that opportunity comes from chaos, right? We've all heard that before. When there is chaos, there's normally opportunity that follows. I've been there, done that. I also knew that I needed to get my thoughts out to you before I left. And why did I know that? Well, my phone has been blowing up since the announcement. And I also said to myself, Jim, you were built for this. The real estate brokerage industry needs servant leaders. Time to step up. Time to step up, Jim. Leaders lead, and I hope this episode provides you enough clarity to replace some of the fear you are experiencing, along with a serious dose of call to action. Like I said, leaders lead, and I hope this episode provides you enough clarity to replace some of the fear you are experiencing along with a serious dose of call to action. Here is what we know. Sometime in July, compensation offers will be moved off the MLS. Based on the NAR statement, offers of compensation will continue to be an option off MLS through negotiation and consultation with real estate professionals. Based on the statement, sellers can offer concession on the MLS, such as closing costs. So that one statement right there has a lot of gray area, okay? That this is where a lot of the research and, seeking legal advice is going to take place, right? What does that mean? Sellers can offer concessions on the MLS, such as closing costs. And just how will brokers advertise off MLS? Of course, we can go directly to agent, but there's a lot of area of gray there that is going to have to be parsed out, okay? So spend a lot of time on that over the next 98 to 99 days, okay? Number 2, written buyer agency agreements will be required. The change will go into effect in mid-July. Many brokerages have been preparing for that. And we have said when this law goes into place, or this change, I don't know that you necessarily call it a law, but when this industry requirement goes into effect, all of the states and local boards will jump in and they will tell us exactly what is going to be required. We know, though, that written buyer agency agreements will be required. And we've been preparing for this. We knew it was going to happen. We didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but we knew that written buyer agency agreements would be required. So it's going to go into effect in mid-July. Number 3, this proposed settlement is not fully approved. Full approval is expected in the coming weeks. My guess is that the DOJ, again, this is full speculation, got involved, and the reason this settlement came to fruition is that there was a much worse option on the table, and something got done because of that. Again, full speculation. And again, like I told you earlier, I don't like talking about things I don't 100% know or have stress tested. So I'm just, again, speculating, but that's my gut. Number 4, Sotheby's International Realty and other anywhere companies are covered by a previous settlement. Okay, so we're good there. So if you're with Jameson Sotheby's International Realty or some of my affiliate friends around the country within the brand, we are covered, and due to a previous settlement. And if it's a brokerage over $2 billion, they're not covered by this settlement. Okay, so there's still lawsuits out there, it sounds like, for all those major brokerages that do above $2 billion in production. So that is still out there. That's a big one. They have not settled. So there's still some brokerages out there that have some work to do. Just glad that I'm on a team that doesn't have to worry about that. Okay, so number 5, buyers benefit greatly by representation from a licensed real estate broker. The settlement won't change that. It won't. I'm in the weeds with you guys every day. I see how hard you're working, what you do for your clients, the heavy lifting you do. Buyers need representation. Is there going to be people out there that can do it on their own? Sure. They're full cash. They can hire an attorney, knock it out. If they're not doing a lot of work to the building, or they're not too worried about or if they're going to be doing a lot of work to the building, so inspections aren't that important. There are people out there that can do this on their own. I will tell you, as a 25-year veteran in the industry, I sure as heck am not going to do this on my own, especially in a market that I don't know. I am bringing on a full-on team to help me buy a piece of real estate. End of story. But that's up to those buyers, that if they think they can do it on their own. I think we will find through this whole process that when you start talking about your value, they're going to be like, I don't want to do any of that. You do 127 steps from contract to close. Okay. And I think that I'm kind of going off script here, but I think that with buyers, they can, if they overpay, You're going to be paying the equivalent of your commission somewhere down the road, or in the form of repairs to a property that they didn't fully inspect, or they're going to pay attorneys in litigation if they made a mistake, or there was something that was done that they didn't properly vet out if they're not represented. So buyers benefit greatly by representation from a licensed real estate broker. The settlement will not change that. Kudos to all of you for working your tails off, man. I'm telling you. It's amazing watching you guys every day. This will greatly, number 6, this will greatly impact how business is conducted within our industry, not just at the broker level, but at every level. Residential brokerage will start to mirror more of a commercial brokerage model where commissions are not published on major sites like CoStar and LoopNet. Being that I run involved and do run a commercial arm, our commercial brokers have been operating within this setup since I've been involved for 11 years. Okay, compensation is identified up front, commission agreements, buyer brokerage agreements, all of those things are signed, commissions are put into LOIs, et cetera. We will figure that out on the residential side. Okay, so this model is not uncharted. This is not uncharted territories. Been there, done that. It works. Number 7, talented brokers will find a way to pivot and gain market share. Talented brokers will find a way to pivot and gain market share. Absolutely. We're entrepreneurials. We're entrepreneurs, right? We'll figure it out. Figure it out. Number 8, those that will navigate this new area in real estate brokerage successfully will be those brokers that package, execute, and communicate their value the best. Your business cannot remain between your ears. It has to get out and marketed to and packaged in a way that you can share your value. And it's your business is different than the person next to you. Every market is a little bit different. Every hyper local market is for sure different. Do you have a plan to tell prospective clients how you will add value to their search? Number 9, real estate brokers earn every penny they make. Period. End of story. I've been here watching you do it. I had a top 1% business before I got into leadership. I was out there on weekends and at nights doing what we do, and it is tough. You earn every penny. Not to mention you have expenses. And you go out there every single day putting all the risk is on you. All of your time and effort is on you. You earn every penny you make, knowing that you don't get paid until that transaction closes successfully. We are a interesting and talented and at times a little crazy group of people that do a job that most people would never do. That's why the fallout rate is so high. What do you mean I got to work nights and weekends? Real estate brokers earn every penny they make. Number 10, we will learn more as we approach July. No one has all the answers. If someone's out there talking about the fact that they have all the answers, don't listen to them. I'm telling you right now, I don't have all the answers. We're going to try to find them. We're going to try to navigate this. This is a multi-month, multi-quarter, multi-year transition. Winners are going to win, though. Winners will win. Okay, so those are some of the facts that we know. I'm going to put on my coach hat now and give you my thoughts on what you need to do that I am suggesting, or the things that you need to do to build your business. This is what I'm suggesting to the brokers in my ecosystem. If you're a relationship-based broker executing take-flight principles, you are way ahead of the curve from a preparation standpoint. And on that progress tracker that I coach to, there are several key components to your business that need to be evaluated and addressed ASAP. Here's the game plan I would give you, okay? Here's the game plan. Number one, avoid the noise. Avoid the media coverage. Don't speculate. Don't buy into the ideas that are not proven. You have to keep your mind right. If there was ever a time to focus on yourself and avoid comparisons and trying to find that shiny penny, this is a time to avoid all of that. Focus will be the key. Number two, you must master your 5 lists. Top 100 referral partners, your warm list, your hot list, and your list of collaborative brokers. I knew there would come a time when that list of collaborative brokers would be important. You think it's going to be important to have a group of collaborative folks? You have to go start asking about compensation with your fellow brokers. Your reputation in this marketplace will never be more important. You will have to be perceived as a trustworthy broker in the market. Reputation will be key. Number 3, define your value. Master the buyer consultation strategy. Think of all the things you do in the buyer process. Think of all the things you do in the buyer process. Hundreds of tasks are completed on every transaction. Document them and discuss them with your clients. Because you know what? They just think that you schedule appointments and write contracts and get paid a bunch of money. We know that's not true. Like I said, like if I was buying a home here or anywhere, I would hire and, put together my team. I don't want to do this on my own. I've been part of billions of dollars worth of real estate transactions. Number 4, commit today to having a buyer agency form signed before you show a property. Look at them as a guarantee of pay. I'm going to say something here. You need to listen to me. You will not be, in my understanding, protected, okay, by advertised commission, procuring cause, all that stuff, right? Like advertised commission, we got paid what was advertised, and that was supported by the National Association of Realtors, and we had to pay that if it was advertised. That goes away. What protects those commissions? Your buyer agency agreements, commission agreements. All of these are going to be sorted out as we get closer to July of how brokerages will work together. But start with the buyer agency agreement. How we work between brokerages will be ironed out. Trust me. But in the world of commercial brokerage, that is all ironed out before you get started or even show the property. When we're working as a listing agent, as part of your marketing strategy, explain to your sellers the importance of offering buyer agency compensation as part of their launch. It'll provide a much higher percentage of a successful launch of a sale of their home. I can't imagine a world where buyers aren't represented and they wake up one morning and say, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. They don't have representation to support them or talk them through it. It's a frustrating process. And a lot of times it's the brokers most of the times it's the brokers that keep these deals together. So it makes sense for the seller, if they want a smooth transaction, to have representation on the other side. Okay. Number 7, study your local buyer agency documents required by your state, local boards, and brokerages. Know them inside and out. Study them inside and out. Answer those questions. We'll be training on them at Jameson Sotheby's International Realty. I'm sure you will be within your brokerage. Study them. Go read them. Understand them. Number 8, take the ABR course. Okay? Study up on buyer agency and sell that designation as part of your value proposition. I'm an accredited buyer representative. So take that ABR course. Number 9, upgrade your communication skills, not just with your clients, but with your fellow brokers. We are all going to have to work together within the industry for us to be successful as a collective. The days of not calling back your fellow brokers have to end. Your reputation is everything. You're going to have to communicate better, more often, more, you're going to have to use templated emails, all of this, so you can streamline your communication, because so many more people are going to need to be brought into the loop. You have to become a good communicator. There's so much writing on it. Number 10, stay nimble, stay flexible, and be open-minded to change. Okay? Stay nimble, stay flexible, be open-minded to change. We're in uncharted territories here, friends. So, as I wrap up here, let me reiterate, this is a huge development within our industry, not all that entirely different from when mortgage brokers went from 1099 independent contractors to W-2 employees as part of the Dodd-Frank legislation post the 2007-2008 financial crash. They got through it and had some of their best years post Dodd-Frank. We will too, okay? Did you know that? Did you know that mortgage brokers are paid W-2? They're employees. They're not 1099 like us. Yeah, it's true. This time in our industry will be, this current time that we're experiencing in our industry will be a low tide moment. Let me say that again. This time in our industry will be a low tide moment. Your level of planning and execution will be exposed for all to see. Not having a plan to discuss your value proposition to a potential client will be difficult to overcome, because somebody out there is doing it. You're in my world, we're going to be doing it. Okay? I can't sprinkle the little fairy dust on you and make you do it, but you're going to have access to that information, and already have. If you are running a really nice business and not a hobby, you will attract business and take market share. Okay? So low tide is not a bad thing. If you're really good at what you do, guess what? It's going to be really noticeable. Okay? If you are running a really nice business and not a hobby, you will attract business and take market share. The ball will be in your court with way less competition. We can't predict how many agents are going to get out of the business because of this, but I'm going to assume that there's going to be some, quite a few probably. There might be some people that have been in the business a really, really long time that have considered retirement or sunsetting, and they might just say, this is it. This is the time I've been waiting for. I don't know that I want to go through all this change. I don't know. Again, I'm speculating. There will be so much more on this topic, before July, but my promise to you is that I will be discussing this with all of my industry colleagues, okay? All of the talent in the industry that I know, both locally and throughout the country. I'm going to lean heavily on Wes Madden with Scenic Sotheby's International Realty, Colleen Berry with Gibson Sotheby's International Realty in Boston, Chanel Ryan with Live Sotheby's International Realty in Colorado, Seth Kaufman with One Sotheby's International Realty on the East Coast of Florida, Bill Rawlings with Atlanta Fine Homes Sotheby's International Realty, Christian David with Sotheby's International Realty in Los Angeles, that Los Angeles market, Vin Sochi with William Pitt Sotheby's International Realty. They make up a serious group of talented leaders within the brand that I collaborate with on a regular basis. They lead billions of production with some of the top companies within Sotheby's International Realty, and they're friends. And we are collaborating on a regular basis to help all of our agents in a collaborative effort to succeed and win. You know, the team at Jameson Sotheby's International Realty, along with our financial partners at Peerage Realty Partners, and their amazing team will be bringing so much to this transition, and we will navigate these changes all together moving forward. You're in good hands. If this announcement of the settlement didn't get your attention yesterday, and you find yourself thinking that, there's going to be loopholes that I can work around. There'll be some workarounds, so I can get past this. This is not going to be that big of a deal. I don't have to do all that stuff Jim's talking about. It can get really, really difficult for you. One of my favorite guiding principles is, if you're not changing, you're choosing, right? This is forcing all of us to change. And it's a time to make a decision, time to choose that I'm going to do things different. I'm going to create my value. I'm going to provide that to my clients. And I'm going to take market share. Like you, I have to step up. I have to lead. But let me tell you, friends, we were all built for this. We were all built for this. All right, I got to get home and pack. Got a 6 a.m. flight tomorrow. Have a good week, team.